Hello, this is Jacob Winneche, also known as Pimp, playing for Team Dignitas CSGO. Today, in this video, I'm gonna show you how to play the AWP on CT side Dust 2. There are lots of different ways that you can play with the AWP. You can play aggressively, you can play defensively. There are lots of different areas and different spots you can play in Dust 2. Basically, Dust 2 is one of the maps where you can play AWP the most. You can play AWP the most. There are so many different angles, so many different places you can have an AWP. It's effective almost every single spot on this map. One of the most common places to play the AWP is starting out by A side. You would need to have controllers as long as counter terrorist, and by doing that, you'll run down here in the beginning of the round and take this duel with the upcoming terrorist. He will probably sit there already waiting for you, or he will come just after your scope. Depending on your spawn, depending on his spawn, but you will all have to be ready for this duel. So pre-scope into this duel, learn the angle, and just be ready for him and hope that you're faster than him with the AWP, and you will win this duel. That is probably a spot that you all have tried before when you have an AWP, or you have all taken this shot before. Another way to do it when you have control of long is sneaking up close. Yeah, the terrorists are coming out here, so you can sneak up close, be ready for a terrorist always to run out. You don't know, you're maybe playing matches, doesn't matter. The terrorist can always peek, and then you again would have to pre-scope in this area. You would have to be ready for an AWP sitting here, or an AK sitting here, just holding you defensively. So you again have to learn this angle and go in here and pre-scope and hope that you're faster than him with the AWP. If nothing shows and you're really the aggressive type of player, you can keep sneaking in, and then you will have to be ready for he can be like. This is a gamble because he can sit here and wait for you, and then you will be pretty screwed because with an AWP you would have to do an amazing flick shot. If not, which is often happening, that the terrorists are staying outside of long, you can sneak in, pre-scope this area, he's not there, then typically he will sit behind this here. If you go up pre-scope here, he can sit here, because the terrorist knows that having this angle, there might be an AWP peeking you, so they have started to jump up here and taking different angles. They might stand here and taking this angle. So you have to, if you're really the aggressive type, you can push in here, you can clear, okay, you can check here, nothing, you can check, just load and be ready that he can be at possibly every single angle here. So you just have to be ready. Also, there's often a AWP holding here, so if you're the aggressive and fast type, you can just pre-scope here and see if you can kill him. Last but not least, he can sit behind these boxes. It's typical that they sit here and hold. Some are also sitting up here, so it's two different angles that you will have to be ready for. So you would have to be a really fast and aggressive AWPer to do such a push, but it's a possibility and it's a nice way of getting an opening track in the round. When you have control of long and you decide not to push, you just let your mate with the M4 hold long, you can rotate up here. This is on A side. We in Denmark call it trace, this area with the cars. You might call it cars, but it's a nice spot with the AWP. You can sit here and you can you have an overview of the whole shot. What you have to be very concerned about is the flashes and smokes. They will always, at least against okay teams and against decent matchmaking players, they will always either smoke you off here. That's a good smoke. So you will have to reposition yourself and maybe jump onto the car. You can see a little, so you will have to be really quick and really effective with the AWP in order to hold such a spot. Because standing down here, you're just smoked off, and then you will maybe one past the smoke here, and then they will have the advantage suddenly because they are the one waiting for you and not the other way around. As you saw before, you would be the one waiting for them to run in your scope. So the smoke you have to be very concerned about, and also the flashes. So when you're standing here, you will typically get flashed and you would have to drop down, probably dodge like this, because there will most likely be more than one flash. A lot of teams flashes twice, maybe even more. But if you get flash first down here, dodge the flash, and then you can go down again and spot. Just take the same angle and wait for them to run in your crosshair, not the other way around. It's not a good idea to stand here and wait for them. You get flashed, and then you just go forward like this, because then it will, as I showed before, then it will be them waiting for you to come, and not the other way around. So you will lose the advantage you have. So that's basically the way you can play this. It's a really effective place, and you can take a lot of shots. Like if you see the first, you kill him, you drop down, then you can take the next, and you almost always have the advantage if they don't have the flashes. So if you're the better AWP player, or if you're a good AWP player and you hit your shots, you will always get a couple of kills there if you play it right. Another way you can play it is from slope. Again, there are lots of different angles. You can sit here, just wait for if you know a terrorist player is liking to peek with the AWP, you can just sit for him here and wait. You can sit by the barrel this is a good cover. Like if you sit behind this barrel and just spot here, you can see them, one here, one through here, but they can't see you because you're hidden by the barrel. Your head is basically behind the barrel, and they can't see you before you're like they are here, and then you will already have them in your scope, as I showed before, because the barrel is you're hitting behind the barrel basically. What you have to be concerned about is that some players, not a lot because they're really exposed, they peek like this, and then they can see your head. You can also see them, and then it's just a duel about who's the fastest and who is hitting the shot, because both angles are very different shots to hit. What the problem for the terrorist player is that he will be very exposed here, so it's not often that the terrorist player is jumping up there. He's basically just peeking this area, peeking this, and he will 9 out of 10 times he's not expecting you. When he don't see you here, which he can't because you're hitting behind the barrel, he will think, okay, it's clear, and then he will start focusing on long, and then boom, you'll sit there and you will have a clean shot on him, and he won't even be looking at you. So that's a very good place to play the AWP sometimes. It can be a hard shot to hit because you can only see the top of his body and his head, of course. But if you're a good AWP player and if you practice enough, that should be doable. You can also play it by A side, which is really effective if the terrorist players don't Molotov side or don't nade you out or don't smoke you out, because having this angle when they're running, like as you had on long, as you had behind the barrel, you're always the one waiting for them running over short, because they need to get to the side and plant the bomb. So when you're holding this angle, you will always 9 out of 10 times you will have the advantage. So take the first shot here, and then you can just duck down immediately, and it will be almost impossible for the terrorist players to re-peek you or revenge kill you. And when you feel for it, you can just pop up, take a shot, go down, pop up, take a shot, go down. You almost have clean shots all the time. So it's just a matter of hitting the shots, because if they don't decide to smoke you and Molotov you, you really have the advantage playing behind the side here. It's so effective. Another thing you can do with AWP on A side is pushing aggressively. You can get in the beginning of the round, you can get your mate to boost you up short. He will sit here and you jump on top of him, and you can just run all as fast as you can run through short, and you can take this spot. Like usually get your mate to smoke off lower for you like this, and then when you're pushing short, you will be covered from lower, and you can just go in like this, and you can take this peek. Just peek aggressively and see if you can catch a T off guard. Usually the terrorist would either be running down middle like this, and then they will be running like this, and they won't be afraid for someone short that fast, not often at least, and then you will probably meet him when he's here, and he won't, like, he will be standing like I am now, so for him to scope in and shoot you while you're already ready for him and scoped in, that would be almost impossible for him to win that duel if you don't miss your shot. So that's a really great way to get a first pick as CT also. And if nothing is shown here, you can just peek forward, peek forward, peek forward. Nothing here, you can maybe even take this peek, and then you would have to be worried about lower, because they can stand like this and spot over you. But if you're peeking all this, if you're going so far ahead of short that you're peeking here, you would probably have to have a mate covering you, just standing here with an M4 and cover you, so you can take the peek. And when nothing is showing, or when you have got the first kill, I would advise you just to go back. When you go back, you can just fall back, playing the trace area, the car area, the side area, the slope area. Maybe even you can stand here and goose. That's up to you. This is also a nice angle. You can flash for yourself like this, and then you can peek on the flash. He will be right, and you can just peek this whole area. You can also take a bit more aggressive position. This is what we call the fox position in Denmark. Just standing here and holding this pixel. Normally the terrorist would be running up short. They will do it with a flash. Often the flash is not good enough to flash you here when you're just holding this pixel. And a lot of players are really afraid. The terrorists are really afraid when they get the flash. They can look like this. They're really afraid that there's a guy behind this, like this stone. So they will peek like this, and then you will have them just in your crosshair, and they will stop here, and then you will just have to browse miss one, basically. Just spotting this pixel, they will stop there, and you have the kill. If the terrorist is jumping past, or he's running past, or you actually get right, you can easily just fall down and flash yourself away, and then you can take whatever position you want. If you want to play car, if you want to play slope, if you want to jump onto side, if you want to jump onto goose, that's up to you. This is basically just a free shot. It's not often that an AWP will try to take this duel against you, because it's like you would basically just have to hold your mouse still and press mouse 1 when he's coming, while he will have to know the exact angle like this. Even I having a hard time with it, you know. So it's a hard duel for the terrorists to win. So it's basically just a free shot. If you get one, then fine. If you miss, or if he's just jumping past and you can't do anything, just jump down and take a new position, throw a flash, and take whatever position you want. If you want to play here, or on the side. That's basically how you can play the AWP on A. You can push aggressive on long, you can push aggressive as short as I showed, and you can stay defensive on the carrier on the A side. Then you can also take the AWP and play it on middle. When you spawn in CT spawn, you can decide if you're the aggressive type of AWP, you can decide I want to go for a first pick. Then a very good way, if let's say you spawn here, the freeze time is running out. Yes, you go here. You take a flash, you throw it over the wall here, and then peek instantly on the flash, because the terrorist player, at least most of them, they will stand something like this, spotting this area, spotting like this, and all these spots they will get right from the flash, and cause they're scoped in, they won't see it. As you can see at the top of the screen, you can't see this area where the smoke is blowing, or yeah, the smoke is, or the flash is blowing. You can't see it because you're double scoped, so you can't dodge this as a terrorist, so you'll get right, and you won't even know why. So that's a very good of peeking. Sometimes the terrorist players even go spotting like this because they want to take the shot through the wall, and then you have a massive advantage. They still can't see the flash which is popping right here, so they will get right, and they won't even have the chance of shooting in blind because they know where they're spotted before, because they're spotting here, and then they will have to do it in blind, spotting down here, which is almost impossible. So that's a very great way to peek a CT. Just throw the flash here and be ready to pre-scope, and then peek on the flash. Then they will often you can catch one jumping away because he's wide, or if there's nothing, if nothing is shown, you will just have to get away in a hurry, because then you will stand here down waiting, and he will be the one coming to you. Like he will do like this or like this, and the fact that you don't know which side he's come from, he can even do like this. He can come from 3 different angles, and you're just standing down here exposed totally. You won't know if he's coming from here, or from down here. So you would have to get away if you don't see anything, because then you would be the one in risk, and you would be the one to die. But that's a great area of peeking middle. If the mid is smoked, which it is very often, this is a very underrated spot. You can just fall back with the AWP. You can jump on this little box, go as far as left as you can, and you can see over the smoke. Like you can see even the shot here, and like you can give info to your mates that oh guys, they're running short, or you can even try to make the shot if you're a really fast AWP, or take the shot through the wall and hit him and slow him down. You can also take it through a smoke here again. Not by the box, but just by standing here. You can see, again, you can actually see the shot if the smoke is laying like this, which it is often. This is a very great way to take the shot and take a kill, because they think, okay, the middle is smoked up, I can run over short. But in fact, when you're standing in this corner all the way to the back, you can see over the smoke, and you can just kill them when they're running through, and this is an easy shot to make. So definitely would recommend you to try that out. Last but not least, you can play the AWP on B side, of course on middle as I showed before, but also on B side. Let's say you're in the beginning of the round, you run up here. What you would like to do is having this position with the AWP. Either you would like to stand in this hole, or you would like to push in and be behind this box and play from here, because the box here, or even here, it will cover you. Like if the terrorists are rushing, there's a great cover in, and you can flash, smoke, and do whatever you want because you're covered behind the box. Same goes on for this spot. If you're spotting here, you can take one shot, you can go out and you're covered again. You can flash it and go in and take the next shot as I showed you. So you would like with the AWP, you would not like to run up in the beginning of the round with the AWP, flashing like this and stand here with the AWP. That's a really bad idea and a really bad position, as you probably already know, because it doesn't make sense. So you can have this position, but it's just some hard shots to make, because usually the terrorists are kind of wide-winded, so they will be jumping out, or they will be running out like this, or maybe running out, jumping on like this, and just this angle, you will probably see an arm of them or a little inch of them, but not enough to actually make the shot, and then you will shoot, and then they will be out in your head. And you have to be aware that when you take a shot, you have to go away and then come again, because you cannot take a shot, just stand here and watch them running out, because then you would be the one who's exposed without the ability to fire, because you need to reload your shot. But those are two really great positions, having the AWP as CT. You can also stand here later in the round, holding middle, you will have to be aware that this angle is actually very good, because you can spot if a terrorist is going out here and going into this angle and you have a clean shot. But as I can show you, the shot is here. The terrorist cannot see you. The terrorist can simply not see you. He would have to go out like... You can see him right now. You can see him all the way right now. So if he's peeking like this, he will already be dead before he even gets to see you. So that's a really good angle to hold. If you know there will be an AWP trying peeking you. If not, then just take this angle. He can see you either now, and you can see him. But just hold this angle and be ready for them to run out, take a shot. You can flash, like you can flash on top of this one. So they will be right if they're looking up here. Again, just flash and take the second peek and just keep peeking without dying, because you're covered behind this brick wall. Last but not least, playing the AWP as CT and Dust 2, you can push aggressively on B. I would advise you to do it with a mate and not alone. And you can do it by... basically, you would have to do as I described in the beginning. Make sure they're not rushing. When you're sure they're not rushing, you can climb out close and you can just scope all the way. You'll probably know that there's nothing in the right corner, because that's really not often the terrorist players are doing that. So you just sneak in, clear the angles. Like this one is the first you need to clear, because sometimes terrorist is sitting here waiting for you. Then you would have to clear this one behind the wall. This one. Yes. And then you're getting in a bit of a problem, because that is playing aggressively. But if you really want that first pick and you play really aggressively, there are 2 more angles that you will have to be ready for. And then now it's the time where you have to be smart. Because if you walk in going to the right like this, and you want to peek lower, that's fine. You can peek here, you can peek lower, you can probably win the duel. But a lot of terrorist players have known this position. They're not spotting like this anymore. They're spotting like this, because you can't see them behind this pillar. And when you walk in and spot lower, they just have a clean shot at you. So what you have to do up with yourself is either you want to walk in like this, you want to gamble that no one is in lower, the terrorist is actually playing here, and you want to take the duel and win the duel here. You would have to know the angle and pre-shot him here. It's a hard shot to make. Or you can walk in like this and take the duel lower. But then again, you will be exposed if he's holding this angle, which also some of them are doing. Take the shot lower, and then you can... Okay, no one lower. And then you can actually sneak on like this. And this guy will still be sitting and holding the right angle, and you have a clean shot on him. I've tried it so many times where I got a free kill on a guy just sitting here, because you have to sneak. You can't make any noise when you're going in. And then he will just be here, and oh, suddenly an AWP has shot him here. So that's the way you can play aggressively on B. But that's the standard spots. Like, you can play... Of course, you can play the AWP behind this box. You can take a shot, hide you, go over to the right, take a new shot, go over to the left, so the terrorist AWP will never know where to actually spot on this box. It can be here, it can be here, it can be in the middle. That's basically a few ways to play the AWP as CT. Aggressively as defensively. That's what I tried to show you. You can try be innovative yourself. Try out some new spots. This one is also a nice spot. I've used it myself sometimes. You would have to know and know your own strengths and know if you're aggressive or defensive type of AWP player, or if you're like hitting a lot of your shots but not as fast as anyone else, or if you're the fast type but not having a high hit rate. All that you have to take into consideration when you decide where you want to play the AWP. I hope this was I hope this helped you guys to maybe get some new ideas on how to play AWP, how to get some first pick, how to hold the sides defensive with the AWP, and I hope that you learned something from it. This was all for now.